Hey you, it's Jess here, and we are memory sticker planning for the week of March 31st through April 6th. And I'm using my Caress Press inserts as well as a Scribble Prints Co kit, which is called, I already can't remember. Let me have a look here. Gilded Celebration. So using Gilded Celebration, this is a fairly new birthday set that Scribble Prints Co came out with. And I am pairing it with this copper, I think it's copper, or it's just rose gold. I can't remember. I think it's rose gold foil bundle in the confetti style. Yeah, because I don't think she's released copper for the new confetti bundle, which has the hole reinforcers. So I think this is rose gold, but it kind of works as like a softer copper when you think about it. But I thought this would go well with like the overall look. I felt like it was, out of my foils, it matched the sort of warm golds in here the best. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. In my layout, we're going to be doing the usual color blocking. I'm going to put the black in the middle. Just going to follow the pattern of the colors already in the kit. And I will also be using, I'm actually going to do the full box overlays and the glitter header overlays, so we're going all out with foil for this week. I think it turned out really pretty, really sparkly, which I thought would be, you need to on a birthday set. So I'm using a birthday kit this week because on the 6th of April, so on the Sunday, it was my partner's birthday. They turned 37, which, yeah, they're old now. No, I joke because I'll be 37 in 6 months in October. Fun fact, our birthdays are like 6 months apart, and they were born 6th of April, and I was born 16th of October, in the same year. But I was also born at 6 p.m. and they were born at 6 a.m. So a lot of sixes in our birth dates. Just a little fun fact about that. But yeah, so I love the way the base came out. We had a ton of smaller deco for this kit, which I really enjoyed. So I filled the top with all of the deco and just turned out so cute. But now we're just going to get into the day-by-day planning together. Hello there. Hopefully you're seeing me now. I want to say apologies for my nails. They kind of go with this set actually, but I can't say I'm in love with them. The color is kind of strange. Like they're silver with gold. It's like silver or gray chrome with gold glitter. And I guess it goes with this set actually perfectly. But then look at the thumb. It's completely different to the rest of them. I feel like my nails look kind of dirty with it. I think it's because it has the gold glitter in the silver. It doesn't look that great with my skin tone. So I apologize if you don't love the way they look. I just put them on 2 days, so we're just going to live with it. But that's okay. So on the sidebar here, I just have this was the physical book that I was reading this week because I was on and off. Only a couple times did I read an audiobook. So I was reading The Titan Child by Jen Williams, which you heard me talk about I talked about it in a previous Plan With Me maybe, but also my vlog that went up on Monday. So my last studio vlog, I mentioned Titan Child. And then in my to-do list, I just working on shop set. I baked a cake for Locke's birthday, and I also had a psychiatrist appointment this week. So let's just get into it. We have Monday, and I love the pattern for this color. It's like the pretty butterflies. I do love a butterfly pattern. But we are going to do, as always, a Coffee Monday. And I did have a video up. This was my only video for the week, which is my part 2 of my Infinity Nikki gaming journal went up. So a few of you watched that and enjoyed it, so I'm so glad. And of course, part 3 is already up as well. And I think I'll be doing a part 2. I'll just continue working on it with you because it is fun. And just something you can put on if you're interested or need something while you're also doing your own things in the background. But I think part 3, I think I want to change up some stuff about how I do the next parts of my journal. So we'll do some changes in decoration and stuff, and you'll see that coming up. In fact, the next part of it will probably have a whole bunch of new practical pages because we got a bunch of new achievements, a new outfit we have to craft, a whole lot of new things I have to track. So we'll be doing some more of like what was in part 1 coming up soon. But anyway, so part 2 came out this day, and then I also was working on that shop set. Just fill in the journal there. And then I just did some, I might use, we don't have a pattern for this color. I'm just gonna use a chubby little thing for laundry. Okay, so we have laundry, did some laundry, and then I also was listening to an audiobook. Did I finish it this day? I must have. Oh no, I finished it on Tuesday. I'm just looking at my plans here. So I was listening to the audiobook The City We Become by N.K. Jemisin. I'll just say I didn't love it. I love her Broken Earth trilogy, but The City We Become is a very, very different book. So I think, you know, she really experiments with her writing. So she's one of those authors I think you're just not going to love everything, most likely. And yeah, didn't love The City We Become. I have talked about it in previous videos, but my main recommendation is if you love New York City and you're interested in sort of like a cool fantasy based around human beings being the avatar of a city, and namely New York City, you might enjoy it. So I was listening to The City We Became, and then we had groceries delivered, and I was reading Titan Child that night. I was reading a physical book, so that's why I'm going to use some physical book stickers in here. I can't fit too much in this little thing, so I wrote City Became because it's the city we became. I think that's a good enough shortening for me to remember. So Tuesday, a new day, we were doing working on the shop set, which I can't remember what it was now. Was this Romance Fan? I think it was. Yeah, because the next week I release Romance Fan. That makes sense. The start of April, I think. Yes? Oh gosh, I can't even remember now. Feels like I didn't release much last month then. Oh well. You know, I'm just working as I can. I think the main thing with the shop sets at the moment is that I get a lot more money overall from doing customs. So they become a bit more of a priority, and they do take a long time, customs at the moment. So yeah, that's why the shop sets have been lagging a bit, because it's not as economical to do so many like I did last year. But I'm working on it. We got a few more stuff releasing in May this time, so that will be good. So while I was doing work, I finished City We Became, and we watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Obviously, we're still in our rewatch. Well, half the show we were rewatching, and the last part we were watching fresh. Yeah, so working through Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And then we had Burger Company for dinner. I think I also want to put in, I was reading my book at the end, so that we can fit in that I was playing Infinity Nikki. Just a bit bigger here. But yes, still playing through Infinity Nikki, playing every day. There's been quite a lot of drama with the new update bubble season. Yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, but I've still been playing every day, still really enjoying it. There was a lot of bugs for a lot of people, but I've had like almost no bugs, so I'm very, very, very lucky that I've been able to play. But yeah, still loving Infinity Nikki. Alright, so that was Tuesday. Super simple. I know we're just gonna go through this week, but you know, sometimes weeks are just super simple, you know. So Wednesday, I was journaling in the morning, working on my stuff, as you know. How do I want to do this? Okay, I think I want to use a bigger box for this, even though technically it didn't take very long. But then Thursday morning, I had a psychiatry appointment, This is sort of just checking in. This is like my 1-year control appointment about taking ADHD medication. It's been more than 1 year because for a long time I wasn't taking the medication every day, so it's taken a while to get to the, where I've actually been taking it for a year. But yes, that was my 1-year appointment, just checking in with a psychiatrist, just remotely on, well, here it's called, I think, the service is called Nordic Health, where I can just remotely talk to the psychiatrist. Checking in, did my blood pressure, which we have our own blood pressure sleeve thing. We have our own pump thing because, well, medical stuff, and then looks, doctor's a GP, so, always prepared with all the medical things here. So I was able, I can do that remotely because I can just check my own blood pressure, which is all good. And yeah, just checked in and got my prescription refilled. So I got another 6 months of it, and then I have to email again, get another 6 months, and then after that, so every year I'll have like an appointment with the psychiatrist unless I need to make one myself. So yeah, checked in. It was like 3 minutes long. So yeah, but it was a lot leading up to and afterwards, you know what I mean? These kind of appointments. And then we're just watching some more Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And then, then this day, I didn't get a lot of work done this day because there was a lot of stuff on. So then also this day was the Switch 2, I think it was the Switch 2 Nintendo Direct. Is this the day where they did that, or was this Direct the very last? Let me have a look at my future plans here so I can remember correctly. Maybe this was just the last normal Switch Direct. I can't remember now. Maybe it was the Switch 2 Direct. I can't remember now. But I think I need to use a smaller box for that. Maybe we'll just use a chubby little thing. But yeah, very exciting. Are you getting a Switch 2? I know the price is kind of redonk, so my hat's off to you if you can, if you want it and you can afford it, then, treat yourself. But I think we're going to hold off on getting a Switch 2. I love the look of Mario Kart. The new Mario Kart looks so good and fun. And Luck and I do like to play that together. So eventually we want to get a Switch 2, but we'll either possibly wait for Christmas or possibly wait for Animal Crossing game announcement. That's what I really want. And I would actually play the Switch a lot more with the new Animal Crossing game. So I need more than just Mario Kart at this point to bother getting a Switch 2. But let me know if you are getting one where you're able to pre-order. Let me know. But yeah, the cost is like, if it was cheaper, then maybe we would have gotten it earlier. But at this point, it's just wiser to wait for that. But it looks very cool. Looking forward to Switch 2. And then, so on Wednesday, we made chicken buffalo hot wing dip. For dinner, we just make the standard like chicken dip. And then we have a butt ton of vegetables with that. Playing Infinity Nikki, and then just reading my book. And that was the first half of the week. So we'll have a little look here. Looking real cute. I like how the colors are going so far. I think this side of the plan will ruin the colors a little bit because I have some colorful food stickers to put in. But that should be okay. So Thursday, we've got doing laundry again. Doing lots of laundry. There's clothes laundry, there's towels laundry, there's bedding. I kind of do all of those kind of separate because they all kind of have to be, I feel like they all have to be washed in different ways. So yeah, got a few loads of laundry, but I suppose the upside is I'm not doing I don't have a lot of kids' clothes and stuff to wash, so it's not as big a wash load otherwise. So I treat myself to doing separate loads for things. like we have our dryer load, and then we have our clothes which get washed on a specific setting, and then we hang dry them on our line. And then I do my bedding separately because I like to bleach my white sheets. Well, bleach, but you know, the pink oxy thing for white fabrics. I do that separately from our bedding, duvet covers. And then the towels, you know, because they got to be on a towel wash so they get properly sanitized. Although I know people who also separate. We were trying for a while separating out like our white clothes with our color clothes with our black clothes. But in the end, I feel like it didn't make much of a difference because, I don't know, it just didn't. So now I wash all the clothes together. Meh. But anyway, on Thursday, laundry, and then we got banh mi, which is Vietnamese. Got that for lunch. I think I got a banh mi. And then I was working again on the shop set. The banh mi, you can see it on this, the black on this paper. No biggie. And then I started a new audiobook while working, which was God Killer by Hannah Kana, I think. Kana. It looks like it should be said that way. Apologies if it is not. But, yeah. And I enjoyed that book. But we'll talk about it next plan with me a bit more because I think this is the only day I read it. So I just started it this day. But I read it for Magical Readathon. And I thought it was really good. It's a fantasy. And yeah, I'll talk about it next plan with me, I think. Because I think I finished it the first week. Pretty sure. But I ended up getting it in an Audible sale. They were doing like, you know, one of the 2-for-1s. So if you get 2 of them, you save a credit. And they had both God Killer and the second book. I can't remember what it's called. Sunbringer, maybe? That could be the third book. But they had both first and second book on there, so I got the second book free. So I thought, might as well. And I mostly picked it because the covers are beautiful. Definitely look up the God Killer cover. It's gorgeous. Like, their artist is so talented. But overall, I did enjoy the story. It wasn't like a super high-rated story, but it was serviceable. I really liked the story as a whole, but the characters I wasn't very connected to. That was the main problem. Okay, we're supposed to be talking about that later. Right now. Then, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and we had a new episode of The Wheel of Time, which I loved. I loved the whole season 3. It was so good. Once again, I must say, please watch Wheel of Time. Each season is better than the last. Like, the show just gets better. I saw an article that was saying it was like, it's the opposite Game of Thrones. Because Game of Thrones starts off really good and then goes meh. Whereas this starts meh and then goes really, really good. So, yeah. We're still waiting to see if there's going to be a 4th season. So that's why I'm like, please watch it. Because I want a 4th season, please. It's so good. But anyway. And then I was just reading Tide and Child. Oh, I realized I have a script for Wheel of Time. So I might as well use it. There it is. Wheel of Time. I'll get that in there. I have a feeling I should really, I don't know, reorganize, redo my... I don't want to reorganize because I like the way I have my scripts done in my little album there, but I feel like I need to do a purge of scripts, you know? And then again, I purge them and then I regret purging them later because I'm like, oh wait, I'm going to do that again. Like right now, I'm preparing to play Sims 4 again. So I'm glad I didn't purge my Sims 4 stickers. Because, yeah. I know I haven't played it for a while, but I am going to play it again. I just bought not the last expansion pack, but the one prior, Life and Death. I just picked up Life and Death on sale. So they're having a sale the beginning of May. So I apologize if it's not on anymore. I don't know how long it was going for. It could still be on. I don't know if it is still on. Anyway. But yeah, Life and Death was down to like 24 euros instead of 40 euros. So I was like, okay, I'll pick it up. That was like the last expansion bag I didn't get. I was still playing when Love Struck came out, and then that was kind of it. So yeah, but I really want the new expansion pack, businesses and hobbies, because it, like, the new way that you run businesses is like game changing, and the world is like a Nordic world. So I really don't want to pay 40 euros for it right now. Plus, you no longer get the early extra items, so it doesn't feel worth it. But it's probably going to take 6 months to go on sale, so I don't know. I feel like I need it sooner rather than later, but because I just bought Life and Death, I'm waiting to drop that 40 euros on business and hobbies, so we will see. We will see, you guys. I just can't help myself. I'm totally a completionist when it comes to the Sims 4 expansions. I just like to have all the options, okay? So anyway, on Friday, we had Tortilla House burritos for lunch. I put these out of order because of the way they fit. I didn't really want to do this box to be tortillas. Tortilla House. So, but I also was journaling in the morning, and then I got some Happy Mail this day. Happy Mail, and then, so Friday was a very chill day. I was waiting for Happy Mail and all that stuff. So, didn't get too much done, but that's okay. We're just taking the days as they come. But we watched a new episode of The Pit. Yeah, this was the second. Oh, I don't know if you heard my Heidi just. She's sleeping next to me, and she's really grumbly when she's asleep, and she's like stretching her body. But anyway, so this is the second to last episode of The Pit. It's really good. And we also watched a new episode of Gemstones, The Righteous Gemstones. I just put it in as Gemstones, but The Righteous Gemstones. And this is the very last season. So, yeah, they're finishing up the show. And then we got Noodle Story for dinner, our great noodles, and also I read my book. Alright, that was Friday, and now we're on to the weekend, and first thing happened on the weekend, it snowed. Yes. April 5th, we got snow. I think there's another week a bit later, like end of April, we also got some snow on that day. I don't know, guys. Spring is taking its time, to be honest. I think I'm actually going to use a chubby little thing here. That might be better in terms of spacing. Chubby little thing, and then I did some laundry, and then I baked Locke's birthday cake. I've shared the recipe before, but I will put it down in the description box again because honestly, it's the perfect chocolate cake. It is so delicious. I don't mind this word, but I know other people don't like it, but it is very moist. And I also made the matching frosting that's in the recipe, which is a cream cheese butter frosting, chocolate flavored. And anyway, the cake is so good. So good that the next week I baked another cake. I baked another one. And I will say this is a small cake recipe, so it uses like, I can't remember the inch size of our pans, but I used the inch size pan that she uses in the recipe. And we used 2 of them, but it's a small cake. It's got like, you can cut like 4 like big slices or 6 little slices. We only need a little cake for us. There's only 2 of us. But yeah, so I'm not saying I'm baking a huge gigantic 9-inch cake. No, it's much smaller. It's like a 4-inch, maybe 3-inch. Anyway, in diameter, but it is so good. So definitely check out that recipe if you want to make a little chocolate cake. It is delicious. And part of the recipe says you can use hot water or hot coffee, and I definitely recommend using hot coffee. And also, I will say on top of that, I cut out sugar from the recipe. I usually I get close to it, but I won't bother doing the full sugar amount. I think actually the last time I did 100 grams less of sugar in the cake as well as the icing, and it was really, really good. So And I just like, I know it's supposed to be science with baking, but I play it fast and loose with sugar, to be honest, in terms of not putting as much in. I just don't think, I don't want things as sweet. I like a bit more chocolatey, you know? But anyway, that's all I'll say. I do put less sugar in this recipe if you decide to do it, so. But yeah, so I baked that cake on Saturday so it could cool and I could frost it, obviously, for Sunday. Well, honestly, we also ate some cake on Saturday because we decided to also celebrate Saturday because we weren't too sure about getting, if you've been around, you know, we like to order steaks for special birthdays and holidays, and we weren't sure if we were able to order steak on Sunday, so we decided to do it Saturday night. And plus we were hungry and we didn't feel like cooking, so we're like, screw it, let's just get the cake. Let's get it now. Sorry, the cake, get steak and enjoy it now. So that's what we did. Let me put this in here so I can stick in getting cake. All right, sorry, once again, getting steak. Steak and cake is very easy to mix up, but so we did end up having some cake on Saturday because, well, we've just had a lovely steak. The best thing to go with it is some chocolate cake. But I also put on so many nails this day, and I played some Infinity Nikki. We got steak delivery, and then I've read my book, Titan Child. Morrison's, that's the restaurant we get delivery cake from. A cake. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Steak. Let's move on from that, okay? Anyway, Sunday, it was Locke's birthday. Put that in. And we just had a really big lazy day. We just literally just lazed about, watched TV, and just played games and just a lazy, good old lazy day. To the point where it's like, I don't know what to even put in here. So I'm just going to put in lazy day. Who doesn't love a lazy Sunday birthday day? So Locke's birthday. I'm just going to use this candle to be like lazy day. And then we were still watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So watch some of that. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And then I'm going to put the bottom here. My book, I actually finished Titan Child this night. So that was great. I gave it 5 stars, so a good start to the month, really. And then we just made hot dogs for dinner. Our usual, like, British style sausages. We don't do like the wiener, the hot dog wiener. We do the British style sausages on hot dogs. Excuse me, I just cut out a big old sneeze. But luckily I'm finishing up because I'm feeling sneezy. I think it's just spring hay fever. But yeah, had hot dogs, played Infinity Nikki, and obviously finished my book. And that was the end of the week. So I have it here. Super simple. I do love how much it sparkles with all of the foil. I'm just going to put this all to the side so we can put it into the planner and have a look. Let's put in some more sparkles by putting in some deco bits. I think rose gold was a good option for this set. Like, it kept it warm, cause like, but not too warm like gold. I know, I feel like it really matches with the tone of the kit. So let's put in some little deco bits. But thank you so much for sticking around if you're still watching. I appreciate you so much. Obviously, I think this is the only plan with me for this week. Actually, I think this is actually going up at the end of the week. I hope you enjoyed the videos I put up with this week. I thought they were not bad. Some good, like we had the vlog, we had the May reading journal set up. If you haven't watched that, I thought my May reading journal setup came out really cute. And I actually didn't fast forward the footage, and I actually didn't edit any of it. So you just get my full start to finish planning of my May reading journal pages. So definitely check that out if you haven't yet. But I think next week I actually have 3 Plan With Me's going up. All 3 videos next week will be Plan With Me's, so we'll be closer to catching up. Pretty much finishing out April, I guess. We'll be pretty caught up then. Yeah, I think that will be good. Lots of fun kits to work through. I'm looking forward to actually playing more in my planner. I feel like I got a ton of deco this time. I have less space for deco, I feel like, than usual. And I'm surprised. I feel like my handwriting actually lasted pretty well in this one. You know, I'm sure if you're not new around here, you've seen I can have some pretty bad handwriting, but that's okay. Can't always be perfect. But that is the finished spread. I hope you enjoyed this. I love the way it came out. I think it's like so sparkly, but still very soft. I'm glad I kept it minimal with the black, just to bring in more of that other color. But if you like this, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, let me know if you're going to get a Switch 2 or otherwise. Just leave me some birthday emojis, cakes, balloons down below to celebrate belatedly Locke's birthday on the 6th. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend if you're watching this as it comes up. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye.